I had talked about so-called Hope Bible Church in Columbia, Maryland a while back, and I'd given some, I don't know what you call it. I guess, like I said, just some heads up on what they were like. Well, the so-called Hope Bible Church in Columbia, Maryland, including the so-called Pastor Powell and a whole bunch of other people there, for lack of better terminology. And I probably shouldn't be saying it this way, but for lack of better terminology, I hope that you feel like the fools that you are today. When so-called Pastor Powell preached that a woman leading a country would be an automatic sign of God's judgment being on that country, not that Kamala Harris was going to be better than Donald Trump, obviously, but based on a deal with Iran, like I said, I hope that so-called Pastor Powell, I hope that his wife who was supporting that, I hope that a whole bunch of other people there, including Larry Irvine and Sarah Irvine, feel like total fools. Who's pathetic? Who has a terrible view of God? Who was using ungodly language? And after I faced retaliation because of Sarah's bullying, because I was talking about, unbeknownst to me, I was going through using the language of the Psalms. That's unfortunately how little I grew up knowing about my Jewish heritage and knowing about the Psalms, knowing about Tanakh or the so-called Old Testament. So like I said, who's pathetic? Who has a terrible view of God? And by the way, I don't believe that people in leadership get any protection whatsoever. So that's why I'm mentioning specific names. So-called Pastor Gabe and Rachel Powell, Larry and Sarah Irvine. And another one in leadership, Erica and Brian Kebeck. And there is a reason for that. I will say this, it is very creepy for a 22-year-old to be interested in a 17-year-old. And I held that back for a long time. But when Erica mentioned that to me in a conversation, and she said that even her parents were freaked out and told Brian Kebeck to wait 5 years, well, no wonder Hope Bible Church supports a bunch of child abusers, including John MacArthur. By the way, I don't need all the facts to know that Eileen Gray and her kids went through the worst kind of abuse possible. Like I said, now with the Iran deal, and with, by the way, the way that things are being covered up with the Jeffrey Epstein case and all that, I hope you feel like a bunch of fools today.